Greetings, my peeps and peepettes. Welcome to the Spotlight Review Station on the just received. Not really. I got these about 2 weeks ago, and I've been sitting on the fence of them. But anyway, here's the 30th anniversary Sonic the Hedgehog Wave 6 of the 4-inch action figures. But this is the one that includes Amy. Yes, our sought-after figure that we've been waiting for a very, very long time. It's finally here. The rest, 75% made up of nothing but repaints, which are questionable repaints at that. But anyway, let's get to it, because that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at all four here. We're not just going to look at Amy. We're going to take a look at all four. So we're going to take a look at the packages to kick this off, as we usually do here on this channel. So here you go. Here's the back of the packaging for all these figures, because the front is basically your standard packaging. Nothing to really say about it. Here's the back. Yay. Take a look. Pause the viewer and read it if you want. So that's something. Here's Knuckles. We'll take a look at Knuckles here. There you go. Now we're going to take a look at Tails. Don't mind the sickly looking colors. And finally, Amy Rose. Nice. Alright, so with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get these opened up. We're going to take a look at each one of them individually in their own time in this video. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Here are the four figures out of packaging, and just to be honest with you guys right now, this is a reshoot. I was not happy with the way the first video turned out from this point after taking them out of the package, so I'm just shooting this again in hopes that maybe this one will turn out better. So let's take a look at all four here. Just kick it off with Sonic, who, you know, the colors remind me of classic Sonic mixed with modern Sonic. Yeah, if you threw both of them into a blender together, this is what you get. Outside of the pink nose, which is supposed to be a representation that this is neon color Sonic here, especially with the skin tone. Kind of a really pale yellowish color going on here. But again, it's neon colored. What'd you expect? Even the eyes, the color of the green in his eyes are a little different compared to your modern standard Sonic action figure. But anyway, that's about it. Don't really have to go through the articulation because there's no difference compared to the original. So I'm just going to put him back down now. If he'll stand up, that'll be great. Nice. Anyway, we're going to move on to Knuckles. Spoke too soon. Here's Knuckles. And it's the same thing, just like Sonic. Wacky colors, which is got the charm to them. You know, I'm not going to lie. That's what I like about these figures. Yeah, I don't mind buying them again if they got something different in terms. This is the color here. But anyway, Knuckles, course, restricted at the head when it comes to articulation, but nothing else has really changed on the guy except for the colors. He's still got the crooked tail too. Anyhow, that's about it. Oh yeah, and he's got the crooked head. I forgot to mention that. That is a molding issue with every single figure. You're going to experience it as well. That's Knuckles in a nutshell. Not much else to really say. Here's a look at the bottom. Yay. And I'll go put him aside now. I mean, if you wanted to, just for fun, you could paint the nose black and have a Super Knuckles. I'm just saying. Try to get Sonic to stand up one more time. This figure never wants to stand up, and that's any modern Sonic. Yeah, just bending forward a little. Finally, we have neon colored Tails. I call him Citrus as a code name only because that's what these colors are reminding me of. Some people say he looks deadly sick. You know what? To each their own. I think he looks great for such a wacky colored here. He looks really great. I like it. And he's the cleanest out of all the figures. His paint job is really clean. Very nice. No issues. His tails have shrunk, and it doesn't hinder his balance at all. They're in that propeller formation where he could fly above the skies if he had a little more not resistance, but a little more give to the tails joint here, because this is very restrictive. Too much friction. But anyway, nice if you want to do like stop motion or something. I don't do that anymore, but anyway, it's a good look at Tails. I like it. Looks great. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And he balances pretty good, like I said. Finally, our feature presentation, the one you really wanted me to get to, Amy Rose. So here's Amy. And where do I begin with this one? Let's start off with my problems with this figure. Problems, okay? These are kind of nitpicks. Things that I can fix up myself if I want to take the time to do it, but let's talk about something that's missing compared to the prototype figure that was shown off, especially on the back of the packaging. Yeah, she is missing that white circle around her neck collar. Yes, it's missing. I guess it wasn't in the final budget. That's unfortunate, but that's something I can take care of myself. The paint job on the figure is kind of sloppy, not going to lie. That's something that's going to need touching up too. I can do that myself. That also includes the white that goes around The skirt of her dress, that's also sloppy. The rest of the paint job on the figure is pretty good. Like her bracelets are nicely painted yellow. I'll give credit to the boots around the heels. Basically the sole of the boots, they're painted pretty good. There doesn't seem to be any sloppiness there. And the face, well, that's Amy. That's definitely Amy. Looks great. A little bit of a misalignment right there. Just that little gap right there. You can kind of see it compared to our right eye, but you know what? That's fine. Not really going to notice it unless you really get up close in your face. Hey! Anyway, eyelashes are nicely painted, nice and thick. Very good. Her hairband piece, whatever this is, that's nicely painted. So are her ears. Pretty good. So everything above and maybe even midway is pretty good, but the rest down below needs a touch up. So yeah, they did take the time to actually paint her tail there. You can see it. It is actually a separate piece too, which is something that Jazzwares didn't do. Anyway, that's about it for Amy. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that she does have paint a ton. You can see it. The red and the pink right there. That little attention to detail right there really puts a smile on my face. Well done, Jakks. Anyway, let's get to the articulation since she's the new figure. I said I wasn't going to, but I will. She does have a ball joint at the head, and she does have a little bit of some attitude tilting, which is great. Pin disc, shoulder joints. Woo, full rotation, nice. Nothing at the elbows. Common problem with this line. Ball jointed wrists. Pin disc hip joints, but they are designed the proper way, so you don't have to bring the leg down, twist it, and then pull it out to go inward and outward. No. Instead, you get your up, you get your back, and then you immediately get your in and out. You get your full split. You get a rotation above the knee. You get single jointed knees. That does get 9 degrees of bend. And finally, you get ball joints at the ankles, which are kind of restricted because of the height of her boots here. But what are you going to do? I mean, at least you do get something. I mean, it's there. It's there, and that's all that really matters. Finally, she gets her Piko hammer. Yes, we're going to get to the accessories now. So here's a good look at the Piko hammer, which is the common weapon that she would use throughout the game, starting with Sonic Adventure. It's got all the detail. It's got a nice paint job, especially with the brown for the handle, which you would think would chip off right away after putting it in her hands, but nope. Done pretty good so far. And she holds it with no problems. No balancing act here, guys. Jazzwares couldn't even do that. So that's Amy. And that's her Piko hammer. Now let's get to the rest of the accessories these figures come with. Sonic comes with the yellow Chaos Emerald, as you can see. Yay, we're one step closer to finally wrapping this up. We've almost got all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Keep it up, we're almost there. And yes, it does have that cut at the bottom and the hole if you want to put it on a stand. That's something, but you can also perform the balancing act right there. There you go. Tails comes with super ring container here. 10 rings. It's just a little sticker on the inside. We've seen this over and over again. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It looks good. It's nice and shiny. I dig it. And Knuckles comes with a modern checkpoint, which does have that spring gimmick that it can move left, it can move right, and it will always reset. I can't complain about this, except for maybe the height. The height of it's pretty small. But to give credit where credit is due, it is a nice add-on. And in defense to the height of this thing, it is meant for the 2.5-inch action figures. You know, that's why it's got the peg hole at the bottom here. It's supposed to be slapped onto the play sets. But we don't have any modern Sonic play sets based off of any stages, do we? Maybe it's a hint. Maybe they're teasing something here. I don't know. Anyhow, that's it. That's your lot right there. That's the 4 figures in one go here in this video. Now I'm going to perform the side-by-side comparisons to wrap this up real quickly. As I move stuff out of the way here. And we'll kick this off with Knuckles just because. So here's neon colored Knuckles compared to your standard Knuckles one more time. Again, the real difference is the colors. That's about it. So that's Knuckles. I'll put him in the back now. And we'll bring in Tails. And here's your standard modern Tails figure, with the real difference being, besides the colors, the tooling of the tails. You can see the thickness and how thin these new tails are, which really doesn't cause any balancing issues. And of course, the pose. It's all about the pose. That's Tails. And now I will show off modern Sonic standard with neon colored Sonic here. Again, color. That's all it is. Just the color. And you can see the skin color. I guess you can call it skin, but yeah. There is a little bit of a difference going on there. Much lighter yellow here compared to this yellow. Ugh, he's the one that looks sick. But anyway, that's your neon colored figures. I'll try to get Son to stand up just so I can wrap this up. Now, Amy, since she doesn't have a repaint yet, she's the brand new told figure here. What can I say? I don't have a comparison for her, but I did attempt to do something here, as I will put it to the side real quickly here so you can see a comparisons with one of my favorite figures out of this entire series, this entire line, Mecha Sonic. Just a side-by-side comparisons that I think is well deserved here because these two figures are pretty cool. This one being my favorite out of the entire series so far. I don't think anything's going to top Mecha Sonic. Such a good figure. If you haven't found him yet, I still recommend him. Even if you have to pay a little more to get him online, do it. He's an incredible, incredible figure and a part of history, as this is our first representation in action figure form from any company making Sonic figures. So, there you have it. Just a good look at these two, just because. And that's your luck, guys. We are done here. I recommend this wave, and let me explain why I do. The entire wave. If you're liking these unique styles here, if you like the colors, you're going to be very impressed with these figures, even if they are just straight up repaints, except for one. Having said that, I don't believe that this is a sabotage. I know some people do. I believe that this is a desperate attempt to get this line to sell better. The kids going down the toy aisles, maybe this will catch their attention. That's what it's for, probably. The line is made up of 75% repaints. No lie, that's pretty bad, but that also is an indication that this series is not selling good. So if you want to see any further waves, if you want to see any further new figures because they can't afford the tooling at the moment, you might want to jump on board and start buying this weird stuff, because if not, I get the feeling that this wave isn't going to survive into 2022. If it does, well, I'll consider it a blessing at this point, but we'll see. Anyway, questions, comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of this video. If you enjoyed this one, hit the thumbs up button. And until next time, this is Reddit's Power signing off by saying thanks for watching, and I will see you whenever you see me.